And we're live.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Hey, not too bad. Just gonna grab the link here and let's get this shit going, shall we?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Did you post that on YouTube yet? There it is.
Just getting links out right now.
That's got to be an easy. We're like 105 trying to do this. Jesus, Murphy.
For 105?
Are you hitting the group chat or what?
Yeah, I'm going in the group right now to send that link out.
Man, my face looks so red in this. Like, I'm going to have to get a better light because this random kitchen light is not.
Fuck, I keep forgetting. Halfway through a broadcast, I remember I have lights set up for filming in here. They never turn on when we go live.
Well, you never do because you're so blinded by the glory hole.
There we go.
There we
glory
go.
Hole.
And I'm already starting to bash you, and we just literally started not that long ago. So
hey, it's not really a bash on me. I don't know. Whatever.
Did you post that bastard?
Yeah, posted it on my wall, and
hang on. I'm going to.
Anyway, people watching this are probably not totally interested in us talking about sharing links.
Yeah, unless they're glory hole links, but we don't even care at this point anymore. All right, man. Do you want to just jump right into it? What's new? How's it going? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Everything's good with me. How about you?
Hey, man. Good. Busy at work, so just want to get that shit out of the way and working 1 to 9, so 1 to 9:30 apparently. So
I'm working.
Get done.
I'm working midnight to 8 a.m. So this is going to be a fairly short stream.
And then afternoon, and then days, right?
Yeah, afternoons next week. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do. I mean,
probably do a Sunday show.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What kind of shows we're doing, and I'm like, if we got a lot of content, like today, we didn't want to do one today. We were going to wait till Thursday, and then we were like, oh wow, we have everything to cover. We got we got Bryan Callen, Trump stuff,
The
Rock, lease agreements, all kinds of fun stuff, restaurants and things like that. I didn't want to wait. I really, honestly, didn't want to wait. I wanted to talk to you about it because I think that I like the way that I like our info. I think you and I together are pretty good.
I honestly felt like if we didn't do a show today, that some of the stuff would slip through the cracks on our next show. So we're doing one today rather than Thursday.
Yep, we might do one
Thursday.
We'll see what happens. See you next Thursday, bud.
See you next Thursday. Well, no, wait, we're not going to see each other next Thursday. Next Sunday. See you next time.
See you next time. There you go. No offense. Hey,
keep on. Hey,
keep on keeping on, bitch tits. All right, let's jump right into it. I want you to lead. You're going to lead, then I'm going to go. Then
well, what do you want? What do you want to start with? I was thinking the XFL is a good story to lead on.
You want to lead with the XFL? Yeah, we could go with the XFL. Let me just. You kind of threw off. You know, I like to be planned. You threw it off. Let me just XFL.
Well, we didn't talk ahead of time.
We didn't talk this time. Like literally, like we're late. I just got back from work. I'm literally into my second Whitney. That's it. Hopefully by the end of the show, I'll have about 8 more into me, and then we'll be good to go from there. Cup of coffee. Is that a Christmas mug?
Yeah, I guess it is.
You know what I'm going to get?
It's a winter mug.
What, it's snowing up there in North Bay?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, question.
It is actually pretty cold.
Question for you. What color is your grass?
If it was my grass, it would be green, right?
Or yellow. Like our grass is so dead, it's disgusting.
Oh,
so I was wondering if you guys had rain or anything.
Yeah, we've been getting rain actually quite a bit lately.
That sucks. Let's jump right into the Rock and the XFL.
Sure.
So what is $15 million is the price. 15.
Interesting. Yeah. So The Rock has bought the XFL, or is in the process. Sorry, he's in the process of buying the XFL with a group. It's called Redbird Capital. Gary Cardinal is an equal purchaser. Also, Danny Garcia, The Rock's former wife and partner, is in on this deal as well. I like that Danny Garcia and The Rock, their divorce is better than a lot of people's actual marriage.
Yeah, he probably pays her a boatload of money. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like he probably pays alimony and all that stuff. So you might as well be on good terms.
Well,
right? And he probably gave her a good deal. How long have they been divorced for?
Oh, quite a while now. 10, 15 years. Like
so it was before The Rock was Mr. Hollywood and all that fucking bullshit.
It was she actually played a role in his comeback. He kind of he had started going to Hollywood and whatever, and sometime in that time they got a divorce and they made this really nice, we're splitting up, but we're going to stay best friends and business partners. And I kind of was like, oh, we'll fucking see how that plays out.
Well, fuck it. 15
Sure
years
enough.
later. 15 years later, they're buying the XFL. What do you think about that?
I have a lot of thoughts. So here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing that a lot of people didn't catch is that it was just about to go to auction for bankruptcy, where it could have been sold for any price whatsoever to anyone in the world. Yep. But now The Rock is buying it for right about the same amount. They had 10 to 15 million in assets and liabilities that they needed to cover. And The Rock rolls up and is like, I'll cover that. Now he's got the XFL.
Okay.
I'm wondering if maybe Vince McMahon's going to buy it back for a nice little bit of profit, maybe 20 mil. That way all of The Rock's investors make some money off of it. And
here's questions I have for you, my friend.
Okay, sure.
Now, this is going to be the wrestling part. We're going to talk about wrestling in a little while. And I want to just kind of give you some ideas of what I have in my head. Okay. XFL, this is the second time it's gone around. It failed both times. First time was horrible. Like you watch the XFL 30 for 30, it explains it to you right there.
Sure.
Now, he used wrestlers in the XFL the first time around.
Did he use wrestlers, not playing football?
No. He used The Rock. He used Stone Cold Steve Austin. He used all these different wrestlers to promote his business. Okay. So he couldn't get people out to the games. He just put The Rock out there. He put Stone Cold Steve Austin out there. He put all different kinds of stuff out there. Now, he also has copyrights.
Okay.
So Vince McMahon this time around has copywritten a lot of stuff that people don't know about. So did you watch any XFL last year?
No, man. Who are you talking to?
Okay. No, just hear me out on this. So like Vince McMahon did a sideline thing. So a guy would be, this is going to sound completely ridiculous to you. Stop moving your mic. I'm getting echo in my head.
Are you getting echo?
Yeah, dude, because you're moving that mic. All I'm hearing is.
Oh, sorry.
Get your hands off your mic.
I just was worried you couldn't hear me, so I moved it closer.
Trust me, if that's the case, I'll go all day by myself, man. Never. It's awkward. But anyways, so what he did was you made a play. Let's say it was 4th and 10. They punted the ball. Right away, there was a microphone. There was a microphone in the coach's face. They had players on the side. They had different camera views. They were doing all this stuff that the NFL actually used once the XFL first went bankrupt.
Oh, okay.
So if Vince McMahon has copywritten any of that stuff, and the same thing with the wrestlers, he'll be able to use their likeness as well. So he'll be able to use Stone Cold's likeness because of the first time, and he'd be able to have copyrights on some of the stuff that if the XFL steals it, they have to pay him. So
I don't know if it's called a copyright or a patent, but I get what you're saying.
It'd be a patent. It'd be either. It'd be either.
Okay.
It would be, but the copyright is more for the wrestlers.
Sure.
So he has used wrestlers before.
Okay.
So that if he has the copyrights for them in the XFL, he may get backdoor rights to use them for whatever else he wants to use them for.
Okay. So what do you think The Rock plans on doing with the XFL? Like, there's been some speculation. I haven't seen this show, but there's a show called Ballers on HBO. What is this show?
Don't fucking waste your time.
What is it?
So it's basically The Rock. He's a washed-up football player.
Okay.
Who becomes an agent.
Okay.
And then he gets like these guys and he starts selling them stuff. The first 2 or 3 seasons, the first season's awesome. You get addicted. Second season, yeah. Third season, Russell Brand comes into it, and I just quit watching it. I'm like, I'm done. Click.
Okay.
And stopped it. But it was a good show. The premise was right. It's a really good show for season 1. If you just stopped at season 1, maybe a bit of season 2, I think could be good.
Okay.
But there's 6 seasons. But I mean, it's a really good show.
Okay. So am I out to lunch for I know you kind of scoffed at it, but my conspiratorial mind is that Vince McMahon sold this to a buddy that could sell it back to him at some point. I mean, he makes a profit. His investors want to make money. Rock did a little bit of cheddar on it for him and for his investors, and Rock holds on to it for a year or two, and then Vince McMahon gets to declare bankruptcy, doesn't have to pay anybody anything because he's declared bankruptcy, buy it back at less than he would have to pay for bankruptcy, basically you pay off all his bankruptcies right away and then buy it back at a bit of a loss.
No. So here's the deal. So, I mean, if that's the way you're thinking, you and I, let's do this.
That's the way I'm thinking because I know how Vince McMahon operates.
Hang on. Okay, so The Rock just bought the XFL. Is that a publicly traded company, do you know?
Yes, I know that because the other interesting point is that it came out that WWE owns 23.5% of the stocks in the XFL, despite the fact that Vince McMahon was telling his investors that WWE and XFL are completely different.
If Vince McMahon's that much of a fucking moron after all these years and thinks his fucking orange buddy's going to fucking save his bacon, the minute he buys that back and that stock goes up or down and he fucking sells it, there's no fucking way. You can't do it. It's fucking possible. That's like the worst. Like the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like you give me 15, I'll go grease this guy. No, you can't do that. That's fucking stock fraud. There's no way.
Hey man,
might as well fucking sell the WWE right now.
I'm just saying that ever since the WWE has gone public, there has been a lot more transparency in Vince McMahon's business practices. And it's like, how does he get away with that? How the fuck does he get away with that? Even the XFL, there's plenty of people who are suing him because he just stopped paying them. We're bankrupt. We're not paying you. You got a contract. You still got to pay me.
Dude, that's how America fucking works. So when in 10 years from now, when you and I are making $10 million a year from just talking, okay. Anyways, when we're doing that, if we're too high in a plus, we got to show a negative. That's what Trump did. So when they released Trump's taxes and everybody sees it, and he made bankruptcy, like he made this company go bankrupt so that this company could make money. That's exactly what Vince McMahon is doing. But The Rock bought it. Now, what I'm thinking The Rock's going to do is turn the XFL into like a D division for the NFL. Sure. So if The Rock goes and says the NFL is worth $1 trillion, well, if my leagues only don't, you scoff, have a look, Google it.
They sold it for $15 million, so I wouldn't say it's worth $1 trillion.
The NFL.
You said XFL.
NFL. The NFL is worth $1 trillion.
Yeah.
And I can get 10% of that and make a D league where they can call people up and call it like all this stuff. Dude, right there, he's like, okay, so I take my $15 million. I have the teams, I have the country, I have all the stuff already set up, the lease agreements, all that stuff. Give us your roster players, bring them all down. We'll be the guys who don't make it out of college, we'll give them a spot, and then you can pick. So you'll be able to set more stuff up. So you'll be able to watch guys grow. So like when guys get to 25, they're not so burnt out like they are now. Like when you get to 25 in the NFL and you don't know this, like these poor running backs and guys, like the average lifespan of an NFL player is 5 years.
Okay. So a 25-year-old is a senior citizen?
No, probably 28. 28, you're done.
Oh, because you said 25. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I think it's 21 when you graduate college. Or university, they call it college down there. So you're probably looking about 5 years. So at 26, if you're a running back, you might have a shorter career than that.
Well, the one thing I will say is that The Rock does have a background in football. He played for the Calgary Stampedes.
Stampeders, man. Don't.
Yeah, Calgary Stampeders. That's what I was saying.
You lived in Calgary. You need to know that fucking team.
The Stamps. I don't fucking know that. I don't even know shit about it. I know where they play, McMahon Stadium, but other than that, I don't fucking know. I jog by it every so often when I lived in Calgary. With that said, the close date is August 21st. Be interesting to see how this plays out. Here's the thing about The Rock. The Rock isn't going to do something if he can't be successful for it. So if he doesn't have a plan for it to succeed, he wouldn't be interested in doing it. He's not going to waste his time.
No, but I'm telling you right now, The Rock will make it work.
There's the other thing. The only thing that could make the XFL look like more of a blunder is for the XFL to succeed. It's failed twice, and now it's out of Vince McMahon's hands. If it starts to succeed, it's like, wow, you guys really were fucking idiots.
I don't think Vince McMahon the first time around was an idiot. I really enjoyed the XFL when it first came around. We were in high school.
I mean, you may have enjoyed it, but it fucking sank like a rock.
It didn't. It sank like the rock. Let's just put it that way. No, but I mean, that's exactly what it is. My issue is that, like, I honestly think The Rock's going to take it. But then if The Rock takes it and he gets Kevin Hart and he gets, like, Vin Diesel and all of his buddies together, and they go, yeah, we'll go watch a game. Dude, you and I are going to go to a game, like, let's just say wherever it is. Let's just say it's in – I don't even know where the fuck they play anymore. I really don't. I couldn't name one town, I don't think.
I'm not going to a game.
No, but if you could go, there's a meet and greet with The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Taker's going to be there, all these wrestlers, and you go, yeah, I'll fucking go for $20 and I get a VIP access to all these guys. Of course you're going to go. If we're in town, like I'm not flying.
Can I sleep during the football game?
Absolutely. Holy.
So what you're saying, what you're saying is what Kim Trail is saying in the comment is that The Rock is going to get all the celebrities, shine it up real pretty, turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it directly up your candy ass.
Yes, no, I know The Rock is making the Athleticon, which is like the old bodybuilding stuff, but we'll get to that when it actually comes to fruition. But it's true. I think The Rock is going to make this, and it's going to make it grow. Yeah. I honestly think it will, and I think that The Rock will use his career and piggyback onto it. But what you got to watch out for The Rock, nobody's bulletproof. No. If he oversaturates himself, he is screwed. Mm-hmm. Like, it's almost bad now. Like, thanks to COVID, I think he's getting a little bit of a break. Like, we're not getting like Jumanji 8, and we're not getting I think we're still getting Fast and Furious 42. Yeah, like it's getting a bit ridiculous. The Rock just needs to pump the brakes a little bit. Come back, make us want him to come back, just like your little wrestling show. You get nobody sees him, and then all of a sudden it gets a massive pop, and you go, okay, now he's back, right? Like some of the biggest pops are The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Apparently, Shane O'Mac, my boy, was on Raw today.
Shane's like kind of a regular, like a halfway regular these days on Raw.
Yeah, well, like I told you, I don't watch it anymore, man. Like I kind of follow some guys on Twitter. Like I follow the great Harry Smith and Shane O'Mac and Triple H and Stephanie, Trish, a couple old ones that I like and love, and see what they're up to. All right, man, let's move it right along. What do you want to talk about now, my friend?
What do you want to talk about?
Well, do you want me to take over, or do you want to take over?
I don't care. I just whatever you want to do, we'll do. I got a list of things. We didn't really talk about the order, so.
Well, I have it all written down. Numbers and stuff. I don't want everybody to see my yellow pad, but I do have everything written down. Do you want to go Trump and TikTok? I want to kind of go
Sure, that'd be fun.
And then I want to go like what the Chinese government's doing, which Trump is not going to allow, and all these little 12-year-olds need to open up their eyes. Do you know TikTok at all?
A little bit. It looks like it's like a silly app. I'm not going to trash it, but it's like if somebody says something cool, you can pretend you said it and put it on the internet.
Basically, yes. So, yeah, basically that's kind of TikTok and videos and how it freezes. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm 37. I'm an old man when it comes to TikTok. Like, I wasn't into Vines and I wasn't into TikTok. But I'm seeing the money these kids are making on TikTok, and it sparks my imagination on what they're making.
Sure. So you're thinking about getting a TikTok account is what you're saying. Because it is not banned in Canada yet.
And I'll tell you why it won't be. But one of my coworkers wants me to. She said you could become TikTok famous, and that was before COVID. And then we came back from COVID, and she was like,
"How do you monetize TikTok? Do they get paid to do this shit?"
Bro, I don't, dude. I'm told you, I'm 105 when it comes to this. To me, videoing with you is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. We're in the future.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
We're in the future.
I wish we were in the future.
It's 2020. We're in the future. We're video chatting.
Yeah, we're video chatting, and I'm fucking yelling at you because some of the stuff you say just pisses me off. But no, okay. So it was run by the Chinese government, and the Chinese.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
Tell me what TikTok is, dickhead.
TikTok is
the clock. I understand.
Whatever. You have these weird little things that you insert, but okay. TikTok is a company that was made it was originally founded in China. What are you doing?
I'm looking at you.
Okay. So the Chinese government doesn't actually have anything to do with it. It's the same as this Hawaii or whatever the fuck. Chinese government doesn't have. Yeah, Huawei, whatever the fuck.
Huawei.
Yeah, Hawaii, whatever the fuck. I don't care.
It's not the fucking little country that fucking the Japanese bombed back in.
It's not a country. That's a fucking state. But anyway, it's similar concept. These are companies that were created in China.
But okay, do you know what is China right now? Is China a democracy?
They're a communist country, but there are, I believe, there's parts that are
Hong Kong, and I think that's it.
Sure. So, but that's what it is. That's what the issue is because it's communist. The government could potentially do whatever they want to control this information that they gather.
Yeah, with the information they're gathering about the United States.
So it's not a company created by the Chinese government. The Chinese government could potentially get whatever they want from it because of the laws in China.
Okay, now I'm going to sound like I'm 105 here. Can I download? Did you text me? Can I download Can I download TikTok on my phone? I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Is that a thing? Okay. So what's stopping me now? Let's just say that you're a 25-year-old MIT student who graduated as top secret clearance, and making a joke in the office of like, oh, me and the guys, and you have top secret clearance, and you're working for a military installment, and you and the guys are just kind of fucking around in the office, and you take a photo, and on the background, in the back, there's a photo of something dumb. That to us, we go, okay, we don't know what that is. The Chinese government now has access to that. And they go, oh, well, bring us that data. Where's this guy? Oh, this guy's here. So that's what Trump is trying to avoid. He wants to shut it down because a lot of countries have shut down TikTok. And a lot of people are like, okay, Trump's like, I'm going to do it because of the Chinese information. See, I don't know who PeopleKind is, but
PeopleKind.
They share information gathered on its users with the Communist Party of China.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. It's not run by the Communist
information, fuckface.
Well, we don't know that. Listen, TikTok
has your balls.
What's that? Sorry.
If you put your balls on TikTok, the Chinese government has your balls.
Well, that's
exactly what happens.
TikTok has come out and said, we're not sharing our information with the Chinese government. Any information in China, we will remove and keep off like Chinese soil.
So now they want to sell it to an American-based company so that now it'd be American-owned. No, because they still want to have 50-50. They still want 50-50 proceeds. So I want to sell you 50%. I'll have 50%, but my 50% still in China. You don't think the Chinese government's going to take all that fucking information? That's why fucking Trump's like, fuck you guys. We're done. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I understand that there's the potential for TikTok to spy on you, and that's any app that you get on your phone. And there is the potential for the Chinese government to get that information and then use it against you. Use it against Americans, I guess. Use it against, they find out whatever information they need.
If Mark Zuckerberg is looking at my phone, I'm not going to lie to you, like, okay, you can access my pictures, my messages, all that shit. Send me better porn links. Like, get me into something different than what I'm in now. Like, help me out, dude. Like, tell me, don't invest in that, you dumbass. Do this, do that. Like, tell me things I need to know. Like, if you're going to spy on me, help me out, bro. I'll pay you money. Just help me fucking out.
Well, like, I will say that it is amazing how many times I go to Google something random, and I'll put like the first letter in, and the first suggestion is exactly what I wanted to Google. And it's like, how the fuck did you know that?
Dude, I bought this mic, right? So I went to Best Buy, and this is how fucked it is. I went to Best Buy to buy a mic because I'm trying to keep local. Like, it might not be local, but like it's gonna affect Best Buy, but the kid's gonna get to be able to continue to work. So I go to Best Buy, stand in line, I get in Best Buy, the guy goes, we don't have any mics left. Hey, what? He goes, we don't have any mics left. I'm not a fucking flat earther, Timmy. Don't fucking put me in to your, you know what? No, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I'm going to get back to my story here. I go in, hey, I need a microphone. They go, no, you don't need we don't have any. I go, okay, cool. They go on the app. I had the app. I go, I want this fucking microphone. They go, no, not a chance. Dude, I opened up Amazon because I was like, all right. The girl's like, there's lots on Amazon. The girl at the store was like, there's lots on Amazon. I opened up Amazon. Dude, it was already there. It was like in my thing. I never searched. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. That was the one I bought. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll buy this one. I don't give a fuck. And she's like, you just buy it. I'm like, you told me to go on Amazon. She's like, I thought you'd go home and do it. I'm like, why? I've got it here. I'm just going to do it now. It doesn't matter. Like things you do. And then like my favorite's the Wish. Like when you're on Facebook and then the Wish comes up and like it's something we were talking about and all of a sudden like Wish just shows up.
Yeah,
like,
it's always like
it's like a big glory hole.
Yeah,
like, okay, glory hole made it home, and you're like, what the fuck? And for me, it's like inflatable. It's like an inflatable party animal. I'm like, yeah, right on. But
well, I'll tell you a story that I've experienced. It's even a little bit more freaky than what you're saying with the microphone. Is I don't have kids. I haven't been to Santa's Village since I was about 6 years old. But my coworker was talking about, hey, last weekend I brought my kid to Santa's Village. And I told them all about my experience and whatever. We had a little chat about Santa's Village. By the end of the day, I was getting ads for discounts to go to Santa's Village, which I'm not in the day. Like Facebook knows I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. But somehow targeted ads are saying, hey, we'll get you a discount to Santa's Village.
That's everything in life now. It doesn't matter. fuck you do, man, it is tailored for you. I'm waiting for Skip the Dishes to tell me on Friday night what I'm eating.
Yeah,
Saturday.
well, that's the thing is I'm so amazed that.
I'm
Sorry,
waiting
go
for
ahead.
it. I'm waiting for it to go, hey, you haven't had KFC in 7 days. Here comes KFC. You want the same thing as last time?
Exactly. I'm so amazed at how often I'm watching a movie and there's an actor in it, and I go, I want to fucking Google what movie that guy's been in. I put the first letter of his name, and it's like such and such from this movie, and it's like, how the fuck do you know?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just said, hey, Google, and my fucking phone went like, bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm like, oh,
wow.
I'm like, hey. No, but I mean, so that's what Trump is trying to buy. Now, people could say, oh, Trump's lying. Dude, Trump has been releasing information on UFOs, and nobody's talked shit about it.
Has Trump been releasing info on UFOs?
For the fuck?
I know that there's been like info about UFOs being like NASA or whatever. People are acknowledging that, yeah, there's more common. We see them. I didn't realize Trump was behind it.
Yeah, Trump was like, no, release it. Like, we need to know this stuff. Because what happened was they were afraid they were actually going to literally raid Area 51. And then 6 kids got out of their fucking parents' basement and showed up.
Yeah.
And half of them were
that was not a real thing. People were not actually going to do that. Most people that joined those groups were like, yeah, we're going to fucking raid Area 51. Ha, 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 ha. They had no intention of actually doing it.
Dude, if Black Lives Matter and all those protests that were happening, I'm not going to say Black Lives Matter. I'm actually becoming a fan of Black Lives Matter, doing some good things, but I'll touch upon that on a different part. But like, if some of those little assholes from Antifa and all that shit really wanted to fuck with people, they would just go down to Area 51 and try to break into that cocksucker. Because the minute you start finding that information, then you got my fucking opinions, and then you got me giving you money. It's going to be fucking awesome.
I'm just saying that Antifa and Black Lives Matter and all of these social causes,
you don't fucking start with me, you cocksucker.
They don't automatically lump in together just because they could storm. There's a group of people that want to storm Area 51. Doesn't have anything to do with Antifa.
I'm going off a little bit of a tangent here, but I just want to say this about Black Lives Matter. What the NBA is doing, and I'm just going to say this, and you have no idea what I'm talking about. What the NBA is doing to me is fucking huge. What happened with what Matt Dumba did on the weekend was amazing. With a lot of these fucking hockey players and sports is back, hockey players, basketball players, baseball players, kneeling down for the American national anthem, I will stand behind you 110 fucking %. What the Black Lives Matter needs to do, and I'm watching this happen in fucking Seattle, and I'm watching it happen all over the fucking place in Portland and all these little fucking places. Listen, if you're Black Lives Matter and you want to have a peaceful protest, I fucking agree with you 110%. But those little white motherfuckers who keep burning shit down, every time somebody gets caught with something and they're burning something down or they're spitting in a cop's cup of coffee, they're fucking goddamn little white bastards who need to be fucking taught a lesson. They're just
this is what I said weeks ago to you. I said Black Lives Matter and the people that are committing these crimes are two different groups. And you said, you got to take responsibility for everybody that shows up. That was your exact words.
Now I'm drinking your Kool-Aid a little bit. I'm like, you're speaking the truth.
So I'm flip-flopping you. I got you. I turned you around.
We started this. I'm in the left and I'm in the fucking right and I'm right in the middle and I could switch to both sides because I enjoy it. And you're proving points. And then when you say something to me, when you say something, when you go, hey, by the way, if you have a look, it's all these little white little bastards who are from Antifa who are pointing into the Black Lives Matter. Don't put it all Black Lives Matter. And now I'm watching it and I'm like, holy fuck, it's true. You're talking the truth. And I'm like, I leave my mind open. I leave my mind open for you because you tell me things and I suck it up like a sponge and then I spit it out and I go, all right. You know, like I get excited because I go, and then what happens is like I'm at work and I see a TV and then I see like
a crazy person when you get excited, I think.
Oh, I do. You know that.
Right now, you're like going a little bit insane here.
I'm sitting at work and then I look and then I see like Black Lives Matter protester arrested in Portland. It is the fucking whitest guy you've ever seen. It's the whitest guy. His name was like Eugene Smith. And he's the whitest motherfucker you've ever seen. He's got like a little curly mustache and he's got like a little balaclava over his face. And he just got the piss beat
mustache then.
Well, because it's down to here now because he just took rubber bullets to the head. And he's crying about stuff. He's trying to burn down a court. Oh, I'm like, dude. And then I feel bad for these poor guys who are trying to make a difference. Yeah. Oh, fucking Timmy, you little fucking troll bastard.
I love Tim. Timmy's not a troll. Timmy's a lovely. Timmy might be a robot, but I love Timmy. So yeah, that's good. That's if one thing we can do on this show is to convince one another or help audience members to see the other side of the story. That's the best thing. That's the practical value that I hope that we can bring from this show.
And then what happens is like you know. I talk about like I watch CNN and I watch Fox News and I watch MS. I don't try to watch them all. I kind of try and get highlights of them and where their direction's going. And then I talk to you and then you tell me like what the hell's going on and I go, okay. And I get mad about it and I tell you go fuck yourself and I call you an asshole and all this shit. And then I look at it and I go, holy fuck. But I'm at work and I see it and I like point at the screen with a mask on and I'm like, Arr! I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker is making a bad name for those guys. Like, and I'm watching like these guys. Like, I want to tell you what happened. Matt Dumba came out in one of the games and he's a black hockey player, plays for the Minnesota Wild. He came out during the Calgary Flames Winnipeg Jets game, I think it was. It was the game before he played. Sure. Gave his speech on racism and how he sees it in hockey and how it's growing and all this stuff. Here's something that's really fucked. That really threw me for a loop, and even some of my buddies said it. He kneeled down for the American national anthem because it was the first one to be played. Stood up for the Canadian national anthem.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
That shows you that in Canada, we're already ahead of the curve of the fucking stupid redneck Americans. You need to understand that.
Hey, I'm going to say, though, we're not perfect here either.
No, absolutely not. Residential schools and all that stuff. I go all day on that stuff, and I'll even go crazier. You'll have to call in sick to work, but I don't want to do that. But what pisses me off, what people need to understand is that here in Canada, we're more open. Like we just proved it. Like literally, you told me a fact. I was arguing with you at the time, but I remembered it. I went back and I seen your fact happen in real time, and I'm at work yelling at the TV saying you're right. Never happened.
Damn it! I was right. Damn it!
Oh, dude, I don't know. Dude, you think I'm loud here? I'm fucking louder at work. Like when people at work, they're like, "Do we hear you coming down the street?" Like I'm 15 minutes early for work. They hear me leaving the house. Like, and I live days away. Like that's exactly what happens. But you gotta understand. You gotta be passionate about that stuff. Don't be passive. I want to be passionate about making everybody inclusive. That's what I want to be passionate about. And if everybody was passionate like I was, it'd be a different world for sure. I'll tell you that much. But I'm so glad there's only a few of me.
Well, if it's any consolation, you have flip-flopped me on the subject of glory holes. I now realize they aren't just for blowjobs.
Yes! You did watch the videos I sent you. Yes!
There's much more that goes on in a glory hole than a blowjob, and you corrected me on this, and I have grown as a human being.
Oh my God, I love you, man. I really, really, really love you. Now, I don't know who People Kind is. He said a substitute for a drama teacher. I'm not going to lie, I took enough drama in my lifetime in high school. I could teach drama. That is for absolutely sure. Man, dude, that's fucking awesome. Thank you for that. So you flip-flopped me on a real-life issue, and I flip-flopped you on glory holes.
Glory holes are a real-life issue. They're out there. Only in BC. Have you ever seen a glory hole in real life? Like, not stuck your dick in one, but like happen to come across one, and it's like, oh, one out in the wild.
Every hole's a glory hole if you're man enough. Like,
That's fair.
My bad on that one. We'll edit that out. Okay, let's move right along.
All right. Well, I mean, how about Bryan Callen?
You're gonna have to kind of fill me in. I found the video of him coming out and talking about it after the fact, but I don't know, man. Like, why don't you tell me what's going on, and I can kind of give you my own opinion on it.
Well, there was a woman who he worked with on Mad TV called Catherine Tigerman. There's a bit of I'm kind of conflating the idea of how they were friends, because one version is her father helped Bryan Callen get some work, and another is they were best friends, or maybe whatever, they met through her father and became best friends or something. Long story short,
what the fuck?
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. What were you going to say?
No, just go ahead. I'll add my sense on it at the end of it. Go ahead.
Well, there's an article. The article that first came out was it's rough. Like it's not.
Give me the fucking Cole's notes here. Speed it up, sir.
Basically, he tried to put the moves on her earlier throughout the day. She didn't really say no at that point, and then once they got to the bedroom, he said, "Let's get this over with and like have sex." And she said, according to her, she kept saying no, and he didn't listen, and he proceeded while she was saying no. Is the long and the short of it, which is there's no two ways about it. It's terrible, and that is
just put him down the river.
Yeah, I mean it's terrible.
What was the like? So you're saying best friends?
Yeah,
hadn't slept together. I'm not women. If you're listening to this, I'm not trying to take Callen's side. I'm really not. Like, and did he continue to go through with the whole act? Like,
they had sex. Yes,
he's been charged. Am I right on this?
No. This was 20 years ago. So
has he been arrested?
I haven't heard anything about an arrest or charges. It was just she wanted to speak her mind about it.
Is she suing him?
I have not heard anything about any legal.
So she just came out and was like, "Hey, listen,
this is what happened. I'm not going to get anything out of it," which gives a lot of credibility to her. I don't even know if she's Catherine Tigerman. I don't know if she's even a celebrity anymore. Is she in things these days? I don't even know.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
So there's not a whole lot of benefit to her. So
no. Now that you say it, though, like she was on Mad TV. Is that what I'm thinking it is?
Yes.
The fuck was her name? Continue talking.
Catherine Tigerman. What I will say is, look, none of us are going to know what happened. I don't know. You don't know. Bryan Callen has come out and said, this didn't happen. This is all bullshit. This is a lie. I have never done anything like this. This is not categorically 100%. This didn't happen is his stance. He's come out and he said, people have given me advice on what I'm supposed to say, what I'm not supposed to say, to stay quiet, whatever. I didn't do this. I don't care what everybody else's the advice people are giving me. I didn't do this. I don't know. I don't really want to speculate on that, on what happened. To be honest, I would tend to lean towards believing the woman. What I will say, though, one of the things that stood out. What?
Yeah, I just googled him. He's done.
He's done? How's he done?
4 people who just walked away from his podcast this morning. He walked away from his podcast this morning and walked away from his show this morning. They got 4 now.
So that's okay. So in his sorry, you're saying 4 people walked away from his podcast?
No. 4 people accused him. This morning he walked away from his podcast and he walked away from his show.
Well, that's actually old news. When he released that video that you posted, he said in it that he's going to stay away from his podcast for a little while. He has since said that in the next podcast, he's going to come back and he's going to tell his version of what happened in it.
Dude, okay. She has to go all the way with this one. She has to. Okay. She has to go to the police. She has to. She has to go to the police, because what's going to happen is that if Callen finds a number that his podcast takes a drop, and all of a sudden now he's fucked, he's coming after her. Because if he believes himself that much and he's arrogant, I'm not going to say he's innocent or not. I'm thinking 4 people, 1 person, you probably go, yeah, she's a bit crazy. I misread the situation. It was a misunderstanding.
Okay. The thing is, and I these things are getting updated all the time. The story that I first read, the 4 other sort of stories, one was like he had an affair on his wife with me and stuff like that, like stuff where it's like, I mean, it doesn't sound good, but it's not like a rape, like it's stuff where like he had an affair on his wife. Like I slept with this guy. We had an affair. I didn't know he was married. And when I found out, I realized he was a piece of shit. Stuff like that,
Here's the thing is that we got to always believe a female. Always. Okay.
No, I'm not saying I don't believe her. What I am saying is the article definitely piled on. That doesn't mean he's innocent, but there was a lot of like digging to find what they like. An affair has nothing to do with this.
Okay, here's the fucking problem.
Sure.
Hollywood. I'm gonna use Hollywood as a fucking example because they've all got the fucking head so screwed on fucking backwards. It fucking amazes me. Harvey fucking Weinstein comes out and he ends up getting all these fucking women. Okay, then you have fucking women that say you have guys, men, guys our age, like fucking men who play men like fucking gladiators, and they're the toughest fucking sons of bitches, and they're all little cocksuckers as far as I'm concerned. They knew what was going on in there. They did fuck all. That's the fucking problem. Now, no, but they all get behind him. Oh, yeah, Weinstein's an asshole. He's a fucking cocksucker. And I'm looking at Bryan Callen, and I go, buddy, you know what? I liked you some of the shit. I'm done listening to your podcast.
Yeah.
If you're on Rogan, I'm done with Rogan.
Yeah. Oh, of course. If Rogan brings him back and there's any
until you are proven innocent, you cannot. Oh, I don't care how long ago it was. And that's the fucking reason why in this fucking world of day and age we have now.
That. This comment I'm going to put up. Okay, it is hard to prove, but you can't.
Listen, 20 fucking years ago, I can remember the stuff we did.
Yeah.
Like the stuff you and I did together 20 years ago, we make it. It's called a fucking memory. Now, you know what you're going to remember is you're going to remember if fucking when a girl slaps you in the face or kicks you in the dick or does whatever the fuck they're going to do. I'm telling you right now, we stand behind these women. But what's going to happen is, and I'm hoping she tells the truth. Now, is there girls out there that lie to make money? Yes. She's not suing him. If he's that ready to go, he better fucking sue her for defamation of character. Sure. Because this is going to cost him a fucking fortune. This will end his career. But what I'm saying is that Hollywood are all full of these little fucking creeps. But what happens though is that I go watch their movies and you go watch their movies, and then people will get behind it because they have money. Pam Anderson came out and said, "Hey, if you wanted to get in that next movie, and instead of making $750,000, you wanted to make $1.2 million, you went in and you slept with Harvey, and then you made $1.2 million." Pam said it before, and then what they say? Pam's an asshole. Why? Yeah. Because Pam did it, and Pam admitted to it. I knew what I wanted to do. I needed to make money. Yeah, and they said they knew what they were doing, but men stood behind in the background and just it happens. Now people are saying it's Rogan's inner circle. Listen, you need to understand something. It's not Rogan's inner circle. It's a group of fucking douchebags doing this shit. You can say it's Rogan's circle. Rogan, as far as I'm concerned, has a pretty clean record, but it's fucking douchebags.
Well, there is a conspiratorial side to this, is that since Rogan has sold his podcast and is making all that money, people want to go after him. But since Rogan is so squeaky clean, they're going after people around him to try to take him down that way, which I don't know, like maybe, but that doesn't mean that this isn't true. You know what I mean? If whatever that encourages people to dig into someone and it finds the truth about Bryan Callen.
Yeah, but to a point, right? But okay, that's great. He's an asshole. Let's get rid of him. You're right. Sure. Absolutely correct. But then what happens is that I want every motherfucker that's ever done something wrong, all they're going to have the same way, but they won't. Yeah. Because they trust certain people. That's what pisses me off about Hollywood, is that, you know what? If you're a powerful guy, but you're nice to the one girl or the one person or the next leading star, they're okay with it. But, like, you're starting to hear shit like Michael Bay had fucking what is that? Fox. What the fuck is her name? Megan Fox. Cleaned his car in a bathing suit for the fucking role in Transformers.
Oh, that's...
And what happened? He's making another fucking movie. Doesn't give a fuck. They don't care. That's the fucking issue. You had an 18-year-old Megan Fox in a bathing suit cleaning your car as you watched her for your fucking part in your car. You think I'm wrong? Fucking Google it right now.
I'll take your word for it. That's that's terrible.
But that's fucking Hollywood in a fucking nutshell.
Now,
so if you watch our fucking videos because they're long enough, like the fucking movie, you watch our videos, you like it, you subscribe, you share, you join the group, everybody's happy.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to be influenced by Hollywood's money or whatever. Skeptic One, I believe that's what their name is. It's spelled kind of interestingly. They're saying it's hard to prove. It's he said, she said. I get that, but she's not going for any money. So for that reason, it's hard not to believe her, I think.
If she goes for money and she's found not guilty, then she's going to have to pay money. That's the fucking problem. If he's found not guilty, she's going to have to pay money. That's why you're not going for money, because she might not have a lot of it. Or if she has a lot of it, that she could possibly lose. Here's the thing funny with fucking Hollywood. I'm going to say this about Hollywood. How did Germany, and I'm going to bring this back to World War II, and Germany and Hollywood loves this stuff. What fucked the Germans the most?
What fucked the Germans the most?
After the war was done, and they started looking back, and then you watch like hunting Nazi treasures and finding Hitler and all these things. They wrote everything down. Everything down. That is what's wrong. Hollywood did the same thing. I just seen our boy talk about Epstein, videos and texts and emails and all that shit. He kept all of it.
That's
now
fine.
with this.
You don't watch those Finding Hitler shows where they say that Hitler didn't kill himself and is still alive in Venezuela or I don't know, fucking Brazil or something or Argentina, whatever. Hitler escaped and is still alive in Argentina. That's fucking crazy shit, man.
You to Google some stuff, but you know what? I'll fucking yell at you. You want to have one about fucking history? Let's do it. Next episode, we'll talk about history. And
I'll take your word for whatever, but I don't believe that Hitler escaped and is alive in Argentina.
Yeah, fucking right, he is.
He is.
You know, Elvis and Tweed. But that's a joke.
He'd be like 140 now, wouldn't he? 180.
Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Watch Hunters.
Okay, sure. All right. So I think we said all we need to say about Bryan Callen.
They write everything down in Hollywood and they have videos because they're so into their own vanity that there's videos. Dude, there's a video out there of Hulk Hogan banging some broad and it's a shady one from a fucking view, like a hard cam in the corner, and Hogan's all happy about it.
Yeah, that's how he made his hundreds of millions of dollars and bankrupted Gawker.
Absolutely.
That's what's his name? Love Sponge, Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. His best friend.
Fucking America.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
You know what I really hate, though? You honestly want to know what I really hate? Watery condiments. I fucking hate when you get a bottle of ketchup or mustard and it is fucking pure water right off the fucking hop when you squeeze that cup.
We're talking about this. I saw this was in the fucking group chat, and you're like, we gotta talk about watery mustard.
But if your mustard is watery, you're not a fan of mustard because you probably haven't used it in a few days. Same with ketchup. You do not use ketchup, my friend, if it is fucking watery. Unless you get that no-name stuff, then I think it's just pure piss and water.
Are you implying that I don't use ketchup?
You are a fucking dirty ketchup stand, my friend. Don't forget, my friends, word of the wise today. If you take one thing away from this podcast, the minute you grab a condiment, whether it be relish, soy sauce, whatever you grab.
We're banning soy sauce because there's some sort of Asian connotation to it.
Aunt Jemima's pancakes, Uncle Ben's rice. Give it a shake beforehand. Then put it on your hot dog, my friends. It's got to thicken up. Water is an agent in there as well. Now, when I go to that, I want to just go back to I just want to switch over to restaurants now.
Sure.
Restaurants. Now, the restaurants leaving your name and number is a thing in Canada. Probably not in the States because there's still a fucking tire fire, like that fucking third world country to the south of us. And I'm not talking about Mexico. The one between Mexico and Canada, that third world country, that big fucking hole.
Stop calling them a third world country. They're not a third world country. They're a dumpster fire, but they're not a third world country. Do you just do this to provoke me?
Provoke you?
Yeah.
You're saying they're a fucking dumpster fire means they're a fucking third world country. Put the fucking dumpster fire out. You have the fucking money. What the fuck part of that don't you understand, you asshole?
Third world country, they're a developing country. They're not.
They're developing. They're trying to fucking develop themselves, the fucking morons.
All right.
You're trying to tell me right now that there's not a lot of inbreeding in fucking Alabama? You know what? Yeah, exactly. I live next door to Alabama and fucking Napa needs a tire fire too.
We are so getting canceled.
I don't give a fuck. Dude, how the fuck we made it past fucking 8 hours of YouTube content fucking blows my fucking mind.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So what do you have to say about people leaving their numbers to restaurants?
Adam, I've worked in the restaurant business before. You know this. I was a bouncer. It's nothing. I actually enjoyed my time as a bouncer.
Sure.
Besides getting the fights at Walmart and like fucking getting all that other shit, but like, broken noses and stuff like that. It was a good time. I enjoyed the staff. I enjoyed the most part my bosses. I think in your hometown, I've worked in almost fucking every bar I can think of.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought you only worked at the one that was actually
I worked at the only one I haven't worked at was the Moose.
Really?
Yeah. I've worked at everyone. I worked at
did you work at the Boy?
Oh, did I? Maybe for a day or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Anyways. And I could talk a little bit about the stuff down here, and I can kind of talk about some of the stuff I know in Toronto and a little bit from Ottawa and Montreal and stuff. Leaving your name and number at a restaurant for me. Now, if you were to make a database, like as if like you had like a loyalty card when you walked in, you swiped your loyalty card like you do at Subway or wherever the fuck they have a loyalty card. I'm okay with that because I'm going to get a reward for it. But what happens is that they collect that data.
Sure.
Now, when you go to a restaurant and they just take a piece of paper, I'm hoping it's better than this.
Mm-hmm.
They go name, and you go, okay. You say your name. Your name is fucking Jim Duggan. Okay, perfect. Where do you live? What's your phone number, Jim Duggan? Then you give your phone number. Okay. And then you look over and you go, okay, what's your name? And then they go Jane Duggan. And you go, okay, perfect. Now, there's a creepy guy sitting at the bar taking up one of the 50 people allowed in the fucking place. And he's just sitting there and he's just drinking.
Okay.
And he's a regular at the bar. And he pumps thousands of dollars into the fucking bar. And you look at that guy and you go, wow, who is that girl? And they go, well, she's just out for dinner. And I go, I want that chick's number. You send over a drink. The girl doesn't come over to say thank you, just kind of gives you a wave. How you doing? Thanks. You go, I didn't just drop $300 on this broad not to figure out who the fuck she is.
Wait, you bought a drink for $300?
You would be surprised with the friends we have, my friend, on how much drinks cost.
A single drink.
It could be. It could have been a bottle. Could have got his bottle. Send her a bottle of Grey Goose.
I'm just saying, if he spends $300 on a single drink.
My fucking problem is, Adam, is that girls, ladies, right now, I'm telling you right now, do not, I repeat, do not give your fucking name and number to a fucking creepy bar when you walk into it. Fuck them. Absolutely, because what's going to fucking happen is that you're going to go home at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, and that fucking prick's going to have your fucking phone number, he's going to have your fucking name, and if they ask for your fucking address, he's going to have everything you fucking want. So then when you go home and you're a college kid and you've had too much to drink, that fucking creep is going to get his number from the fucking bar, and he's going to fucking follow you home. And that's a different fucking problem. And you know what's going to happen is that the government who said to do that, the restaurant, is going to laugh at you and say, we would never do that. But there's a fucking greasy owner or a greasy bartender or a greasy hostess that's going to fuck you. And that is where you're never going to see that money and you're going to lose a lot of shit. Don't give your fucking name and number to a fucking bar.
But, okay, don't you think...
There's no fucking way you can defend this.
Sure,
I'm looking out for
I can.
females in this goddamn world. Fuck you. If you go ahead. Go ahead, fuckface. You get me going.
All I'm saying is if you go to a restaurant and somebody contracts COVID, wouldn't you like a phone call telling you, hey, maybe don't go see your loved ones. Don't go see your parents for the next couple days.
Adam, every time there's a COVID outbreak in fucking Ontario, they fucking tell you where it is if you're part of the local news. So if there's one at just
okay. Here's the thing. If you go to a restaurant and eat there and you have COVID, they might tell you that, like, they might say this person worked here, this person whatever, but they're not going to know every single place that you've ever gone to.
Yeah, I understand that, Adam. But my problem is that if a group of girls in their 20s wants to go out and have a couple of drinks, and then they go in and they put their nice outfit on, they go out and then they get a couple of drinks, and then guys like fucking thirsty men, like we have a few of our friends, well, let's buy them shots and put it on JM's tab. Okay, go ahead. I get my tab, and I'm like, how the fuck is it $400? And your buddy's sitting over there with one on each arm, and they both go, thanks for the free drinks, and fuck off. My issue becomes is that there's crooked bartenders and servers out there that will gladly give those poor girls numbers of what they're doing. They give their number at every other point, takeout, delivery, and reservations. I absolutely agree.
There's an interesting point.
I am not going to say or sue anybody, but I guarantee that person that is watching that video, that's watching our video, or somebody else will go, you know what? He's kind of got a fucking point. There are crooked motherfuckers out there. And you know what? To give your name and number and delivery, yeah. I'd rather give it to Skip the Dishes. Because if I know that if their data is breached, I'm fucked. I give them my name and number. They don't come to the door. But if I'm sitting at the bar and I go, hey, who the fuck is that chick? And then they'll go, oh, it's so-and-so. And I guarantee it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit. I've done deliveries before, and I have had the customer's number so that I can – the
deliveries at the glory hole, right?
What? How could you do a delivery at the glory hole? It doesn't make any sense. All right. Moving forward, I've done deliveries before. I've had the customer's name. I would think that I would trust a restaurant owner because it usually is – well, no, it's not the owner, but it is a waitress. But I would trust the people working at a restaurant to write my number down and protect that information more than Joe Blow who works for Skip the Dishes that they hire, you know?
Okay. So here's the thing. So let's go back to what that person posted. Takeout, delivery, and reservation. Let's put that back up.
Reservation is a great parallel idea because you're giving it to the restaurant and they give you give them your phone number and it's in the restaurant's hand. So if you're comfortable with that, you should be comfortable with the same thing.
Takeout. Okay, who's it for? It's for JM.
Yeah.
Perfect. What's the phone number? Here you go. Mm-hmm. I roll in for takeout now. I refuse to go into restaurants now because I'm not a germaphobe, but I just fucking don't like some of the practices down here in Belleville, but that's another story. But
sure.
My issue becomes, okay, here's my takeout. I take my takeout. Delivery. Where do you live? Like, I'm going to use one of my favorite restaurants because I really love these guys and I wish I had one here. Greco's.
Oh, okay.
It's JM. Here's my address. Here's my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, my friend who posted that. That just brought me back to another fucking issue I had. And I just said Greco's because I love them. There's a guy we used to call Creepy Greco's guy. He used to deliver to my house when I lived with my two female roommates.
Sure.
And we'd be out drinking and they go, it's Creepy Greco's guy. And he would say her first name. Hey, so-and-so, how you doing? I'm like, fuck, you know my name? Well, I delivered to you. And I'm like, we got to move.
Creepy.
We would call Greco's and they go, oh, he's harmless. And I'm like, dude, if this guy comes near you, I'm going to fucking knock him out. So that already happens. And I can use North Bay again and talk to it. I know there's a couple of shady bar owners. Reservations, I can go, I'll make the reservation. No guy's coming to my house to creep on me. Who's that? That's JM and his friends. When you start adding everybody on the table, oh, who's the hot blonde? Oh, who's the redhead? Who's the brunette? Who's the
okay, I've been to restaurants and they only take one person's phone number.
They want to take them all. It's COVID, man.
Well, when I went, they only asked for one person's phone number. They asked for my number, and so
the reservation. They want to know everybody now. So
I just went to a restaurant yesterday, and they asked for one person's phone number for the table.
Not down here, man, because we understand how COVID works. You come down to my area, and then I take you out. They go, where the fuck are you from? They go, North Bay. Okay, what's your name? Like, where are you from? Who gives a shit? Give me your name and number. Boom. All of us at the table are getting it. That's why you're not giving it out. I don't want you to give it out. I'm trying to protect the fucking world of females, and you're like, hey, so
I'm not against protecting females, but I think that you're reaching. I don't think that
I'm reaching. So let me get the. Oh, you know what, man? Like, I'm not reaching. I'm protecting because these things don't go through people's heads. And then,
listen, okay. I'll be honest. I worked at call centers, and once they started asking for people's phone numbers, my red flag goes up in my head because I know that's how call centers collect people's information to call you for telemarketing. I don't like giving out my number a lot of the time, but I understand that's not what this information is being used for.
You want to know why we used to get calls? I you know what? I'm not going to say in case they want to sue me. So I'll tell you out there on how we used to get phone numbers.
Sure.
It's genius. It's fucking hilarious.
What I'm saying, though, is if you're comfortable giving your number for reservations or for delivery, this is not much different. It's I would even argue that it might be safer because there's a list, like a physical list in the store that you can't just take out. Whereas a guy in a delivery car can do whatever the hell he wants with that phone number.
Well, that's kind of it, right? So like I'm looking at it from both point of views. It's only going to take once.
Yeah. Let me ask this though. I don't know if you know, because I don't know and whatever, but is it government mandated that this happens, or is it just something that's been suggested?
It's suggested so they can track it.
Okay, that's good. I would take issue with it being government mandated. I don't think the government should be telling people how to do these things, but I'm happy that it's something that's been suggested.
Yeah, that's my thing too. But then my issue becomes like if you go to like the Keg or a Montana's or I'm trying to think BP or whatever have you, dude. What happens if that server gives out your name and number?
They shouldn't. They should be fired. They should be fired if they give out.
How can you sue?
Can you sue? I don't think you can. I mean, I wouldn't expect you're going to get a whole, like you can sue for anything, but I would imagine if you.
Why can't you sue? If I give out your fucking information without people knowing, why can't you sue?
I'm not saying you can't sue. You can sue anyone for anything.
Like, I'm liable. Like if I put you in danger, it's my fault.
Sure.
If I overserve you and you drink and you drive and you kill 3 fucking kids, that's on me. That's not on fucking you. Why isn't it that if they're giving out information, why the fuck isn't it there?
Timmy. Good old Timmy. Listen, my thought is you can sue, but I'm not sure how much money you're going to get out of your number being shared. Maybe you will. I don't really know. I'm not a legal expert. You could sue. How much you would be awarded in court for damages for somebody giving out your phone number? I guess it depends on how badly that plays out.
Okay, so I've been to one restaurant since in Belleville. I've been to one restaurant in the last month. I've gone into one. I'm probably never going back to a restaurant. I can't take it anymore. I don't know how the service industry in North Bay is. I've never I don't complain too often about the service industry in North Bay. Down here, it's garbage. It's the worst service I've ever seen, but I think I expect more because of the great service we have up north. And I wasn't using up north as an example. One of the guys in the group had kind of commented and said, might be a shifty owner here and there. I know a lot of the bar owners in North Bay, and I stand behind a lot of them. Like, I'm not using that as an example. So some people from North Bay are going to watch it because I noticed their group has like 164 people from North Bay, or the area. I'm not using that as an example. I'm using it as like if an HA owns a restaurant and or bar, or if like all these other different bars. I just know what goes on down here, and I know like it's more like I own one in Belleville, Port Hull, Toronto, all the way down to 401. I know up north it's more localized and it's more single, and I hope that they're more appreciative of the customers than they are down here. Like I think down here, like you're going to see one guy because they have so much turnover. If you have consistent turnover and you're on your way out, here's fucking Blondie's number. I don't give a fuck. I quit anyways. That's how I think it is, and that's what I'm saying. Is like just be careful on what you're doing. Like if you're going to go into like. I'm going to say Casey's in North Bay. I'm going to stand behind those guys. I trust those guys. That's a well-established. But if you're going to the fucking El Morocco in downtown or whatever the fuck, it's not even there anymore. That's why I used it. But like, if it's a seedy kind of bar, don't give your fucking name and number. If they ask for it, just leave. Like,
I actually have a comment in here that's an interesting compromise that might appease both of us. Right here. You also don't have to provide your real information. You can give a fake number. The restaurant's ass is covered because they can show diligence during the spread, and no one has your number. It's an interesting compromise.
Absolutely, it is. And I mean, it is an information, but like if you had, so this shouldn't even be a thing anymore. So like giving restaurants your name and number shouldn't be a thing because the government has given an app for us.
There is that, yeah. The government has provided an app, and that is an interesting point that we could get around it if more people downloaded that app.
No, I have to go on my phone and look, but somebody posted that today because I was doing some research before the show about the government app. Are you going to download it?
Yeah, I haven't yet, but I plan. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I got to get that. Haven't got around to it yet.
Okay. Somebody put on the government app. It might have been CBC. One of the fun things I follow on Facebook was like, because the government has never lied, cheat, and steal. I replied with an Eddie Guerrero gif. Well, that got more likes than the story did.
That's awesome.
Like, people need to understand the government doesn't give a fuck about you either. They want to keep you alive because they want your tax money.
Sure.
If there was no taxes, we would be fucked.
Well, I'll say this much. The government has not always executed things perfectly.
But if the government is going to tell me, like, as long as when I go to a place, and I don't really give a fuck, they tell me, I don't do anything illegal. Hey, I don't do anything illegal. Oh. I don't go where I'm not supposed to. My wife knows where the fuck I am, and Google will track me and tells me where I go, apparently. But, like, I'd rather use the government app because at least if the government fucks me, they've already been fucking me for 37 years. Like, it's not going to be a big surprise. They go, oh, we were data breached by China. Like, well, fucking Trump told you to fucking goddamn cancel TikTok, but you didn't do that, you stupid fucks.
My understanding, and this is all above my head, but people have dissected that app, and they have found, these are people, this is not me, I'm relaying this information because I don't understand all this. They have found that it really doesn't track your location or any of your information. All it does is keep track of who you've had contact with or been in close contact with. I guess if you have the app and I have the app and we're both in the same place, it marks us down as having contact, is my understanding of it. Doesn't say doesn't say where we were or any of that stuff.
So a third party reverse engineered it.
Hackers, or I don't know, people who can.
Well, if hackers are going through that, then I don't want the fucking app.
But it's not. Listen, computer programmers is what I mean by hackers. People who can. What's that?
Reverse engineered it.
Sure.
You know what fucking reverse engineering is, or do I have to fucking explain?
I know what reverse engineering is. I don't think that term really applies to what they did, but we'll go with it.
Okay, continue on.
Yeah, so they took it apart and they took a look at the coding and they basically said that, yeah, it doesn't keep your information of where you were. It just keeps track of who you've had contact with.
Perfect. Are you downloading the app?
I am.
I'll download the app too, and then we'll talk about it.
The other reason I don't think it's such a big deal is because every other fucking app in the world keeps track of what I do. Why the fuck do I like something that's going to protect me from COVID? Okay, I'll concede that they might get my information. But I got Facebook, I got TikTok, I got every other app in the world that's going to fucking track my information. Give it to communist governments or a communist Mark Zuckerberg, because fuck that guy too.
He does have information on the Clintons too. Don't forget about that.
All right. So TikTok. You keep distracting me. I did want to say that there is another conspiratorial angle that people have had.
Say that one more time. I like when you use big words. It makes me just kind of happy a little bit.
Yeah, is conspiratorial even a real word now that I think
I wouldn't fucking enjoy it because I can't say it right now, but I'll let you say it.
Okay, another conspiracy theory that I don't know if I'd say it's a conspiracy theory.
Aliens and aliens.
Another angle that people have taken is that, and it's something we talked about on this show, so I did want to bring it up, is some people believe that maybe Donald Trump is canceling TikTok because he had a rally and TikTokers went on and encouraged people to to say they're going to this rally and then not show up and bomb his rally. Not bomb his rally. Whoa. I mean, make it so that there's not a whole lot of people there. I gotta choose my words correctly here.
Dude, you're gonna get this fucking you're gonna get canceled before I know.
I gotta be careful. When I say make his rally bomb, I mean so that no people showed up.
Nobody showed up like you had a comedy.
Yes, nobody showed up. Yes, that's what I mean.
Dude, I love you. Holy fuck.
Yeah, so that
Hillary just needs a good fingering, but that's neither here nor there. But like I said before with the Trump thing, like the TikTokers are so fucking dumb. Put some more fucking pink dye in your fucking hair and start crying. I love those videos. Put them on TikTok and go on fucking Facebook about crying. Oh, my lovely app. Oh, you Trump's an asshole. He's canceling it. Go fuck yourself, you fucking little bastard. Who cares? If it's stealing information, just get rid of it.
Well, a friend of the show, Tommy NC 2010, loves Donald Trump and loves TikTok. So he's at a very interesting crossroads in his life as he...
Yeah, just like he was questioning his sexuality 20 minutes ago. We're talking about fucking who knows what.
Who? What? We were questioning Tommy's...
We should be.
Listen,
all right, we don't have a lot of time left.
No, we don't. I'm already running late. So what else do we have to cover? We got...
I'm going to leave. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave lease agreements till the next one, because I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about schools. So next Sunday, I think we're going to get together. Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah, Sunday's probably the best time for me because I'm on afternoons next week.
All right, what everybody came for.
What did everybody come for?
Health professionals in bikinis.
Health professionals in bikinis. That's right.
Let's talk about this, man. I want to talk about last show. We ran out of time. It's almost started. I didn't want to be like Matt Damon. Thanks for coming on the show. Kind of cheesy. What do you think? My problem. Here's my fucking problem. Okay, you go ahead. I asked you what you think, and I'm going to tell you my opinion.
Why don't you tell me what you think?
Oh, fuck you. You go first.
I think that health professionals should be allowed to be in bikinis in their free time.
Absolutely, we agree on something.
Oh, it's a miracle! It's a Christmas miracle.
So here's what I'm going to say, and people are going to get pissed off at me. You can go in the old glory hole and pucker up, baby.
Sure.
So it's okay for fucking firefighters to produce fucking calendars of them oiled up and judging their fucking male bodies. But the minute a female doctor, nurse, teacher puts herself in a bathing suit, all of a sudden it's fucking wrong? What's fucking wrong with that? So I'm not sexualizing the teachers. I'm not sexualizing the doctors. I'm not sexualizing anybody in the healthcare profession. What I'm saying is that men, we don't have shirts on, and you guys glorify us like a motherfucker. The fireman's calendar sells a lot of calendars, and people put it on there. You make one fucking comment on a girl's fucking body, all of a sudden it's the end of the world. My issue becomes is as long as it's not affecting their fucking professional career, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that right now. To me, if you're a doctor, a male, female, whatever, to me, you're a doctor. I don't look at your sex. I really don't. So here's a quick story about a doctor.
You've never seen a hot female doctor before?
Hang on. Here's the thing. So when I was 25, 26, 25. I almost said 25, 26. I just got back to school. I just got back to college. I thought my doctor and I thought I had testicular cancer.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
So I went. One of my testicles was about.
Why didn't you tell me this?
Because it's really nobody's business.
Well, I guess, but still,
my testicle was huge. My right testicle was massive. My left one was regular size. So I called my doctor. Wow. I go, "This is what's going on." I said, "Get to the hospital. This is what I want to tell you to do." I go, "Okay." I go in. I tell the girl what's going on at the triage. She types the thing in. She goes on a scale of 1 to 10. What's the pain level? I said, if I'm sitting down, it's about a 47. If I'm standing up, it's like a 2. I can tolerate it. Okay. She goes, it can't be that bad. And I was in workout shorts. I just stood up. I'm like, you just want me to whip them out now? She goes, no. We're going to go, and we'll get you in the triage. I do all the things. Nurse tells me, like, gown down, gown up, or whatever the fuck they call it. I go, okay, cool. Doctor walks in, female doctor. Was she attractive at the time? At the time? She wasn't to me attractive. Like, dude, doc, I just need you to tell me, like, what? So,
was she in a bikini?
Dude, no. I don't even remember what she looked like because my nuts were in so much pain. She goes, I'll go get a nurse. Now, the nurse that brought me into the room
was in a bikini.
Would you shut the fuck up? Was a female nurse that we went to high school with.
Oh.
So I'm like, I said,
that's awkward. That would be awkward. I would not want that to happen.
Not a chance. Not a chance. You know what? I'm sure that nurse is great, and I'm not even. I know the nurse was great, but I'm like, not a chance. I'm like, you're a doctor. We're fine.
Yeah.
Looks at it. I got to go for like an ultrasound or something. I got to get all that shit checked out. So right away, it's like ultrasound. Doctor checks everything off. I'm still in pain. Come back and see me. This is the day. I roll in like a couple days later. They'd taken some stuff. They go, I look at this doctor. I'm like, you, after the fact, like I'm no longer in pain. Like the swelling's gone down. I'm like, I walk in and this doctor goes, hey, Jay, I'm like, I thought it was a nurse. I'm like, man, this nurse is smoking hot. It was the fucking doctor, just a gorgeous woman. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't look at them that way. Like even if I had them on Facebook, like if you had them on Facebook, doctors to me are sacred. Like wear a bikini outside of work, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
It's not going to affect you. You're not going to roll in a bikini, like, unless, like, I'm dying at a beach. With my fat ass, I'll probably have a heart attack anyways. But, like, and I'm hoping you're there to help me. But
here's the thing. Them in a bikini, I don't think is questionable. The ones that and I read a couple extra articles after we were talking about it last week. Ones where it's like maybe there's some smoke to that fire is, well, they're also complaining. The headline is doctors in bikinis, but once you dig a little bit deeper, people are also complaining about like pictures of them doing excessive drinking. I still think you should be allowed to drink in your free time, but I can understand that a little bit more.
So then if that's the case, then we're going to cut doctors down to 40 hours a week. We're going to run out of doctors real fucking quick.
Sure.
These poor guys are working 24, 72-hour shifts and nobody gives a fuck. That's what I'm talking about, though. So then when they get time off, and sure, every photos of them boozing. Why? Yeah. Because not taking photos. You can't bring your phone in the operating room. Like, it doesn't make fucking sense to me. Yeah. They're doctors. So what happens is they make their hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, which they're under fucking paid for, by the way. And I'll stand behind that all day.
Sure.
But sure, they're out in a bikini. What are you going to do? How the fuck don't you get called into work? You go to Mexico. Sure. If I'm sitting at home on my vacation, and I can use this as an example, I've been called in before.
Yeah, I think
down here, I've been called in. I'm like, put my day off, call me in, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But so they go away and all their pics are drinking. Because the only time they have off, they have to jam that where we get like 80 hours off a week, where when you work 40, we get 80 off or however the hell that works. Mm-hmm. They got to jam all that into one weekend, and they have to work 200 hours 300 hours in a month.
They got to jam it in? Do you know what the difference is between jam and marmalade?
Why don't you fucking tell me, fuckface?
I can't marmalade my dick in your mouth.
Oh, you can't jam it in either, fucking Pee-wee, you little bastard.
Only if we're at the glory hole.
Oh, yeah, because that's it. Have you fucking seen the size of me? I don't smoke pinners, you little bitch. Fucking gonna fucking kick you.
You're lucky you're in Belleville.
What the fuck are you gonna do to me? What that's it?
All right. So I think we both agree that doctors are free to have their own.
If you don't like it, tear down every fucking firefighter calendar out there in the world. Go fuck yourself.
I think it's silly. I think, to be honest, the original paper was like doctors being unprofessional or whatever. They decided on that.
Professional? Why? Because they got to be professional fucking 366 days of the year. They run out of fucking time.
Once the backlash was out there, the people that wrote that original thing, they kind of said, you know what? We were fucking wrong.
Absolutely you were, because you're a bunch of fucking pussies. Let them party.
And it was also a little bit sexist because nobody said anything about men in their, bathing suits or topless or whatever. It was all about women in their bathing suit. What's that?
Who cares what they look like? They're fucking doctors. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever.
As long as you're professional in my job, like when I need to be helped, as long as you're somewhat sober. Sometimes I go, I got stitches you could stitch up and make a Z. I don't give a fuck. But like, if you're coming in for heart surgery or doing that shit or you're on call, let's be sober. I don't give a fuck if you're laying on the beach in your bathing suit and you got to run in to save my life. I'm okay with that. Save my life. That's what your job is. Your job is to save lives and to help other people grow in their lives. That's what you got to do. I don't give a fuck about anything else.
All right. So I think we're done. Everything.
We're done. I'm done.
Yeah, we're done. All right.
Get going.
Good. Oh wait, I gotta put up. Timmy always gets on.
Identify as a Trump supporter, not a GM's. Good points. Good.
And the other one is, which I don't know what that's about. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday, I believe.
I believe it's not. Is it this Sunday we're going to do it or next Sunday?
Well, this Sunday, yeah.
This Sunday? Okay, so we'll see you in 7 days. Have a good week, guys. You have any questions or concerns?
It's actually Monday. Deceptive long weekend, but yeah.
Fuck you. Is it Monday today?
It is Monday.
I did. I work today. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Right. I'll see you guys when I see you. I love most of you guys. Adam, fuck off. Timmy, I love you too, buddy.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching this.